There's something profoundly spiritual about riding waves. Water is transformative, healing. You're at the mercy of Mother Nature, the ever-changing movement of water. The ocean is the great equalizer. You don't need to belong to a certain race, religion, or gender to surf. The pursuit of these fleeting walls transcends sport. It's a way of life. And surfing has the power to change the world and has now taken its place on the world's greatest sporting stage, the Olympic Games. The International Surfing Association is the world's governing body of surfing, recognised by the International Olympic Committee with member nations around the globe. This is the International Surfing Association. This is a better world through surfing.
ISA World Para Surfing Championships as we get ready for the opening ceremony, the Parade of Nations, the Sands of the World ceremony. I'm Sam Bleakley. Thanks so much for tuning in, and it's an honor to have the company of Rachel Tilley. You've had an incredible year, a silver at the ISA World Longboard Championship in El Salvador, and world champion, your second world title for the WSL. We're in Surf City, USA, Huntington, a special place for you as a Californian.
Yeah, absolutely. To be here basically at home at a beach that I've grown up competing at, I'm excited to see some incredible surfing all week.
And this is the 9th edition of the World Para Surfing Championship. There's a lot of classifications, a lot of returning gold medalists, some people going for their 4th gold medal. How much of a spiritual home for surfing is Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach?
Yeah, I think this wave can be a tricky one, and it can bring a lot more out of the surfers, you know, in terms of, it's not just about their ability, it's about figuring out how to read the ocean here, read the waves, and this wave definitely pushes you as a surfer, and the best surfer always wins in the end, you know, so yeah, it's great to see.
Well, Rachel, talking about the best surfers, let's have a look at some of the people who have been in the house. Elena Nichols, iconic Paralympian, our defending gold medalist in the sit classification. Elena got an incredible 10-point ride last year. Team Japan represented. They will once again field a very dynamic parasurf team. Great parasurf adaptive community in Japan as we look forward to enjoying the different classifications, the prone assist, the prone non-assist, the different stand classifications, the kneel, of course. Team USA being coached by Courtney Conolog. Rachel?
Yeah, a great addition to their team, of course. Being from her, this is basically her home as well, so lots of knowledge she can share with that Team USA.
Pascal Basofovic, Israeli Paralympian, 57-year-old from Tel Aviv. Great to see her getting involved in parasurfing. Jose Martinez, an absolute icon. Jose comes off the back of winning a recent event in Oceanside. He's a triple amputee who'll be surfing in the prone division, and he is absolutely electric, Rachel.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see his surfing out there, and you know, the conditions today have not been easy. These have been difficult conditions we've been seeing the surfers prepare in, and I think it's only going to get better throughout this week condition-wise, so I think everyone's looking forward to that.
Yeah, love is in the air. A bit of romance on the sands here at Huntington. We've got Team Brazil well represented. We've got Team France, Team Chile, Team England. We've got people from a wide array of nations. Ling Pai, a former medalist here, the Canadian, one of the icons. This is her 6th ISA World Parasurfing Championship. The 40-year-old from Vancouver Island spends a lot of time here in Southern California. She's on this right-hander. Talk about the difference between the lefts, the pier bowl, and the long rights at Huntington, Rachel.
Yeah, well, as you just said, that pier bowl, so we have the Huntington Pier here, which then does cause the sand to really build up in and around that pier and kind of create that left to stand up, and it can be a shorter, sharper ride where the way the sand builds up, the rights can peel away from that pier, and feel almost away from the beach and create that longer ride.
The sit category, of course, one of the 9 different classifications. All teams, of course, can represent as many as 36 athletes. Not many of the teams will bring that full array, but men and women opportunities to surf in the 9 different classifications. And Rachel, you're talking about the long open face rights, the more bowly lefts, and also positioning, lineup, absolutely essential. And Rachel, one of the special things about ISA's movement with supporting parasurfing is that it's very much a team event. Not only do you have your pushers and catchers, not only do you have your guides and your spotters, but you also have national pride. I mean, as someone who has represented Team USA in ISA events, how special is it to fly the flag for your nation?
It's so special. Surfing's such an individual sport, and really it only is in these ISA events that we as surfers get that opportunity to be a part of something bigger and greater, and have that feeling in and amongst your team, a uniform and all the support from the beach and that team coach. It's really an incredible experience.
Nice moment there. Nachman, Israeli legend. We saw Maxine Caban just catching that wave as well with him. Both of those surfers will be battling for our team medals. But talking of the opportunity for team medals, Rachel, let's look at the surf report. 3 to 4 foot, we got that west swell, we got a little bit of onshore. Talk about the role of tides here at Huntington. Which tide is best, and what will the surfers most look forward to with that tide and surf forecast?
Well, I think the tide dependent can really be on the swell that we expect to see. I think, at least in the current conditions right now, a higher tide is the better one, because as that tide goes out, it drains and makes it really shallow on that sandbank, and the waves become a really short, quick ride, where those examples of the waves that we were seeing from this morning on that higher tide was, yeah, just had a cleaner face for those surfers.
So this is our weekly forecast, Rachel. Looks like it's going to be fun, really contestable conditions. I like the look of finals day on Saturday, but Wednesday looks like a particularly special day as well, Rachel.
Yeah, I think especially looking at that wind, right now the wind, I think, of anything, as you can see, the conditions are kind of all over the place. That's really dependent because of the wind, where looking throughout the week, the wind looks a lot more friendly for the conditions, especially with that offshore wind in the morning. So our surfers, especially in the morning heats, will be happy with those.
Absolutely. We've got favorable tides as well. We've got those pushing high tides late morning as we get to see the drone clip as the athletes are starting to gather for our Parade of Nations to lead to our Sands of the World ceremony. But Rachel, what a year it has been for the ISA. Kicking off with the ISA World Surfing Games in Puerto Rico, and then moving on to the World Longboard Championship, El Sunzal, El Salvador. You took silver at that event.
Yeah, I was very happy to be competing there in the ISA. Like I said, it's a super special event to be a part of, representing your country, and then getting to be at the other events commentating. These are the best events.
Absolutely, and of course it's been an Olympic year. How important was Paris?
Oh gosh, so just having surfing now a part of the Olympics, so impactful for our sport, and getting to see surfing and share surfing with the world on that world stage, even broader than what we've been used to in the past, I think is really special for us.
Yep, Tehupu, Tahiti, of course, really turned on the dynamite for the Paris 2024 Olympics. We went from one surf city in El Salvador to the real Surf City, USA, here in Huntington, California, as we get to see our schedule with the opening ceremony kicking off there at Pier Plaza at the end of Main Street. And then we've got a nice event. If you're in the neighborhood, come on down to the taco truck for a real celebration, a real gathering. Get to meet some of your parasurf heroes. Of course, we've got the competition kicking off 7 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be those early starts. That's going to be really favorable for the wind conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the prevailing wind here in Southern California tends to be that northwest direction that picks up usually around lunchtime and thereafter, and can just add a lot of texture onto the water. And so what we're looking at this week is that offshore winds in the morning, and then as the afternoon glare comes in and the wind starts to pick up, we've already gotten a big chunk of heats done throughout the morning, and so we'll call it a day before it starts getting into those types of conditions.
Absolutely, and of course we've got so many great athletes. You can look at all their bios on the ISA Surfing website. You can follow us on social media at ISA Surfing, on the Instagram, on the TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter, and check for that hashtag ISA Surfing, but also follow Surf City USA. And of course, Courtney Conolog, being a coach for Team USA, she's going to bring an incredible amount of energy, Rachel.
Yes, I think you can say that again. Courtney Conolog, known for, well, of course known for her excellent surfing and heat tactics, but just being such a presence to be around and always bringing so much energy with her Sea Tigers, and being here on the beach and at home with all of her crew is really special to see her part of this.
So follow that at ISA Surfing and Surf City USA, as we can see Team England's Spike Kane in the picture there, and we're stoked to welcome more than 24 countries, over 145 athletes to Huntington Beach as we get the drone clip and that level of excitement, Rachel. It's such an iconic location. Talk about the difference between north and south side of the pier.
Well, almost from this angle right now, you can see how that the west swell right now is coming in. It almost looks like it's coming, the swells are coming in from the right side of your screen and pushing across. And so south side is what tends to work in the summer on those south swells and west swells, and the north side is what really works on those north swells and northwest swells.
So of course we've got over 151 athletes, 25 national teams, women making up over 1/3 of the total competitors. Of course, the ISA working hard to really address that, and we just come off the back this morning of a parasurfing women's workshop that happened on the south side to promote parasurfing to more women, and that is something that the ISA have been firmly behind. This is the 9th major ISA event held in Surf City, USA, after 4 editions of the World Surfing Games in 1984, 96, 2006 and 2022. And these are the classifications. We've got the 9 different classifications. If we look at the physical body function impairment 3, we've got the impaired passive range of motion, the impaired muscle power, number 3, the coordination impairment from spasticity, motor ataxia, and then we've got the physical body structure impairments, we've got limb deficiency and leg length difference, and then we've got the visual impairments. And the classification is to accurately allocate the athletes into their best surf class to ensure the highest level of competition and a level playing field. So we have the 9 classifications: stand 1, 2 and 3, kneel, sit, prone 1 and 2, and visual impairment 1 and 2. And these are classified by the IPC and the ISA team on a number of ways, and that allows an equal playing field and the highest level of competition. And one of the things, Rachel, that's really important is the training that's gone in to the athletes and also equipment development. Every year you see at the World Parasurfing Championships that equipment gets more and more advanced. Use of handles, use of different textures, flotations, rail edges, everything that you see in any other elite form of athleticism.
Yeah, absolutely. I was speaking with Victoria Feige, multiple-time gold medalist.
Yep. Legend.
Here, and we were talking about her equipment and everything that she has gone in over the years in the development and stuff, and how impactful, obviously, that has been for her surfing. So I'm interested and excited to see how athletes' equipment has changed and developed even from year on year and last year.
So this is the Nations gathering. The Parade of Nations will lead to the Sands of the World ceremony, as each country place in a container their sands from one of their local beaches to symbolize the peaceful gathering of nations through our shared love of surfing. And Rachel, you have participated in a number of ISA events, and talk about this moment, you know, gathering with your teammates, your comrades, your coaches, your managers, and holding that flag with pride.
Gosh, my very first Parade of Nations was in Peru when I was 15, and it was my first ever international event, and I had so much pride and excitement to be there with my teammates, all wearing a uniform, and, you know, be surfing for something bigger than myself, and to see all the other teams and I have met some of my best friends through these Parade of Nations, and these shared experiences and moments spent together is really special and memorable for the rest of your career and life.
And how much does that bring out an extra level of performance to know that not only are you surfing as an individual, but you're surfing for your country and you have your fans, your teammates, your managers on the sand cheering every moment?
You know what? I think it can, I'm not going to say a blessing and a curse, but it can be a different level of expectation that you do have to learn to surf with too, because it is obviously your team's there behind you and wanting the best for you, and I have put different levels of then expectation and desire to perform for my team, and you do have to learn how to manage that, and it is a different experience, but it's all in the best way, and it's the best experience.
Well, that's really great to hear about, Rachel. It's going to be really wonderful having your insight. We're going to go for a short commercial just now, and we're going to hear a little bit more about the ISA. Stay with us.
There's something profoundly spiritual about riding waves. Water is transformative, healing. You're at the mercy of Mother Nature, the ever-changing movement of water. The ocean is the great equalizer. You don't need to belong to a certain race, religion, or gender to surf. The pursuit of these fleeting walls transcends sport. It's a way of life. And surfing has the power to change the world and has now taken its place on the world's greatest sporting stage, the Olympic Games. The International Surfing Association is the world's governing body of surfing, recognised by the International Olympic Committee with member nations around the globe. This is the International Surfing Association. This is a better world through surfing. The ISA strives to advance the sport of surfing by crowning world champions in multiple event disciplines each year. The World Surfing Games gathers the best national surfing teams to compete for gold. Since Olympic inclusion, the event has become a key part of the qualification pipeline for surfing in the Olympic Games. The World Junior Surfing Championship, which has celebrated surfing's youth since 1980, is a breeding ground for future generations of surfers, spawning the world champions of tomorrow. The World SUP and Paddleboard Championship combines the disciplines of SUP surfing, SUP racing and paddleboard racing into the world's most recognised event in stand-up paddle sports. The World Para Surfing Championships gives universal access and opportunity to para-athletes to achieve sporting excellence. The World Longboard Championship showcases traditional longboard surfing, highlighting the style, flow and grace of this classic discipline. The quality and credibility of every competition hinges on the education of our officials. The ISA offers globally standardised certification courses for surf coaches and judges. A global standard adaptive surf certification program ensures instructors and therapists will be adequately trained and have the knowledge and tools to improve the skills of adaptive surfers. Global development of the sport across competitive and grassroots levels is a key element of the ISA mission. The ISA offers a scholarship program to young surfers who are outstanding role models in their communities and aids them in their education and surfing ambitions. Water connects the world, uniting us all, and together we can all create a better world through surfing.
absolutely a better world cruise surfing it is as we move to the Parade of Nations for the 9th edition of the ISA World Parasurfing Championships. And of course, in line with our mission to develop the sport of surfing in all its forms across the globe, the ISA has taken such an active role in the development and advancement of parasurfing to create a positive global platform for universal access to the sport and enable parasurfers the opportunity to achieve sporting excellence and inspire others, as we can see some great nations moving down the street there at Surf City, USA, Huntington. I'm Sam Bleakley. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, I'm joined by Rachel Tilley. Rachel, you've been a double silver medalist representing Team USA at ISA World Longboard Championships. And you've also been a 2 times World Surf League Longboard World Champion, our reigning world champion. And just before the break, you talked about that special sensation of being in the Parade of Nations. Tell us a little bit more about the butterflies some of these athletes will be feeling right now.
Yeah, I think what's so much fun is how much energy is in and around you when you're in this parade. I mean, at the start of this drone shot, we could see a line of like the drummers, you know,
Yeah.
and people walking, people on the side waving, and you getting to be there with your country and then connect and make friends with all the other countries and their teams. And there's a really fun camaraderie in this, and every single parade that I've been able to participate in from an athlete perspective has been extremely memorable, and it's something I've carried with me through my career.
Team USA, they're a fantastic team. Of course, Elena Nichols, one of the kind of standouts of the Paralympic movement, an iconic athlete, and we're going to have the pleasure of having her partner, Roy Tuscany, sharing his insight in the commentary booth this week. Roy Tuscany, the founder of the High Fives Foundation. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's been a great start. Of course, we're going to kick off with our competition first thing tomorrow morning. I'm Sam Bleakley in the booth with Rachel Tilley as we get the opportunity to really bring together the culture of surfing for this opening ceremony. And it's that gathering. I mean, you talk about the bond, the friendships, you know, the opportunity through sporting competition to connect with people all over the world.
Yeah, it is. It's the most invaluable experience, I think, through these events and through competition around the world, really. You know, there we see some of our marching band that are a part of this parade and making it so special and memorable. But it really is, you know, competition aside, everyone's here to win a gold medal, and that is really amazing when you achieve that. But the things that you really remember walking away from events is the moments that you have with this, like this parade, and with your team and everyone around.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it's that cultural gathering, that melting pot, that rainbow spectrum of nations, and also this fantastic relationship with Huntington Beach, a 9th major ISA event held in Surf City, USA, and Huntington once again showcasing the world's best parasurfers while helping to further the ISA's mission to see parasurfing included in the Paralympics, as we now set our horizons a little bit further afield than LA 28 to Australia 2032. And that will be certainly something on the horizons of our young para-athletes here representing their countries.
Yeah, I think similar to, we've seen the inclusion of surfing in the Olympics, first time obviously in 2020, and then this time 2024 with the Paris Olympics. It's so special to see surfing on that world stage. So and that was thanks to ISA and their mission to do that, and the mission doesn't stop, and it's like you said, those sights set for Brisbane 2032.
Yeah, absolutely. Executive Director Bob Pasulo there, walking down to the front there. And this is an opportunity where people start to take their seats. And of course, our host nation, Team USA, are they going to be nervous, or do you think there's just a really deep respect and familiarity with the wave here at Huntington? And will that give Team USA an edge? Bearing in mind they're not the reigning champions. Team champions are Team France.
Gosh, I think both can be true. I think when you are the host nation and it's at a beach or a location that you do have plenty of experience at, that does instill confidence into you, but then it also instills expectation for you to perform. So it's kind of both can be true.
And talking of expectation, the Irukandjis, Team Australia, we just saw Kai Koles there, one of the young prone athletes. That's a very strong team. And me looking at the picture at the moment, I think Team France is strong, of course, Team USA, but the Irukandjis, Team Australia, I instinctively get the feeling that they are super focused this year for Team Gold. Big names. We can see Matt Formston, visually impaired surfer, multiple gold medalists. There's reigning world champions like Kirk Watson. There's legends like Mark Mono-Stewart. They're going to be real front runners for Team Gold, Rachel.
Well, I think Surfing Australia always does a great job at putting in that effort towards their athletes. And, you know, we did just see the Irukandjis get a team bronze, I believe, in the Masters last week.
Yep.
In El Salvador. So it is, I think, when it is a team environment like that, although this is a different team coming from that same Irukandji representation, that does mean something for that energy.
Yeah, and Team Brazil, they took gold in the Masters team. And of course, a huge parasurf community in Brazil. Talk about the competitiveness of Brazilian surfers. You know, what's it like when you're in a heat with an elite Brazilian athlete?
Fierce, I think, is the best word that you could use. You know, coming into competition, it's not always the best surfer that walks away necessarily. It's the person who has put together the best heat. And that comes with heat strategy, with wave selection, the ability to read the ocean. And Brazilians are great at really creating that all-around package.
Davi Teixeira, a legend, a reigning gold medalist. Davi Teixeira, incredible trunk strength and technique. What you'll see from Davi in the prone division is somebody who really engages the rail, who climbs and drops, he attacks things, and he is a really exciting athlete to watch. Very lively, likes small waves, but no stranger to big waves, but somebody who is very, very hard to beat, Rachel.
Yes, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do here in the conditions that we expect this week.
Costa Rica, we just saw there, Pura Vida nation, as we can see Davi Teixeira just passing over the flag to his team manager. There's Team England. I can see Nick Hounsfield there. I can see Charlotte Banfield, our reigning gold medalist in the stand 3 classification. Hannah Brand, one of the fantastic people behind the Surfing England team. And Rachel, it takes a village to raise a child. You know, these athletes are supported by not only their governing bodies and federations, by their families, by a lot of GoFundMes and fundraisers. As you can see, Jocelyn Newmiller there, Kirk Watson for Team Irukandjis. It's a big community behind every single person here, and I know that they will be doing multiple shout-outs for the support they have from back home.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at all that energy we have from Team Costa Rica.
Yeah, so we're talking about that sense of there's a big support network behind every single person who's able to get here. Financially not easy to travel, you know, you have to raise money, but also it's that psychological support and that training and that structure you get from not only your governing bodies, but your grassroots surf communities.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what's so impactful for those grassroots surf communities back home, to see people from their community going and representing them and their country on the world stage. And the more we see that and the support that gets poured into that, the more then we see that affect those communities back home and the support that the athletes get back home.
Team France, Alain Lebleu, of course, they're our defending team gold medalist. Big shout out to Laurie Phipps, who sadly was wanting to defend her gold medal in the Stand 2 classification, but she sadly had an injury just before on her last free surf before leaving Southwest France, so she's unable to come and defend her gold medal. Heartbreak for Laurie. Big shout out to Laurie for tuning in back home in France, but wow, what a great team for Team France. Still could be one of the favorites for Team Gold, and as we can see, some representatives from Team Israel. Really excited to see this woman on your screen. Pascal Berkovich, the Israeli para-Olympian who has been an iconic paracyclist, a para-rower. She's going to be competing in Prone 1, and she's a real icon of the para-canoe and canoe sprint back representing Israel. She made a fantastic transition into paracycling later in her career. She's competed at the 2012 Paralympics in London, and she's more recently got passionate about competitive parasurfing. So it's really great to see the fusion. I think, you know, what does that bring to sport when you have people who have had expertise and experience in other sporting disciplines?
Yeah, well, as an athlete, I think there's ways that diving into a new sport can teach you and continue to challenge you and evolve you, but coming from those expectations and different pressures that sports bring, you know, thinking, I don't know much about canoeing, but I can imagine surfing so much different in the fact that you're dealing with the ocean and conditions and lots more variables, you know, and so coming from a place where she has all her competitive strengths and now dealing with the variables of the ocean, I think would be really engaging for her as an athlete and fun to it's like incredible that she's participated in such a wide variety, and she really demonstrates her skill set just as an athlete.
Absolutely. You're also a filmmaker and an author. You can learn all about these athletes at the ISAsurfing website, or follow us on social media to catch up on the news. As we can see, Team Japan, of course, there's an organizational ability that is often unrivaled with Team Japan in competitive surfing, Rachel. You've got a lot of good fellow Japanese competitive friends. You know, what does the team ethos in Japan bring, and where can that give Japan an edge? For me, it's that organizational element.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they always seem really sharp, calm, cool, collected, and that, like you said, that organizational side really seems to allow them, then they have that set, and then they're allowed to be present and enjoy the moment, and you can see them having fun like we just saw before too, enjoying this moment in the parade. I think they have found a really good balance in their strengths in that way.
We can see there, Team Israel, there's the English flag, Costa Rican flag, USA flag in the background, California flag, of course. You know, what a special place to be, Surf City, USA. When was the first time you competed at Huntington, Rachel, in your early career?
Gosh, well, Huntington, my first competition was probably when I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
Around here. This is one of our, as an amateur, this is a super popular location for our local amateur series of events. And so this place has a very special space in my heart. My dad grew up here, and so we've spent many years and many sessions up here on the south side and north side of the pier.
As we can see, Team Brazil at the front there, of course, sitting via alphabetical order. We just saw Team Italy coming in. Team Italy always bring a good element of class and style. Then the Italian style, the tailored outfits, you know. How important is style in competitive surfing, Rachel?
Well, of course, it's one of the things that we often see as a word picked out in that criteria, you know. Being able to do things fundamentally and technically correct is great, but adding that individualistic style, I think what makes surfing unique and fun and takes it from a sport to also an art form.
And a lot of world champions returning, a huge list of world champions returning. 15 men and 10 women who have won world titles are present here at Huntington Beach, including multiple gold medalist Elena Nichols, David Teixeira from Brazil, Sarah Betancourt for Team USA, Mark Mono-Stewart for the Irukandjis, Australia, Marta Passo for Portugal, Matt Formston for Australia. And there are a number of two-time world champions hoping to increase their counts, going for 3 golds. They include Alele Medina from Peru, Llewellyn Sponge Williams from Wales, Emma Dietas from Australia, Jeff Munson from USA, Jesse Balawa, the Zen Master, one of my favorites for Team USA, Elias Figueiredo for Brazil, and Roy Calderon for Costa Rica. So, of course, coming as a defending champion versus a kind of young blood. You know, we've got Maxime Caban, a young French surfer who won a bronze medal last year. You know, how important is it when you're a young up-and-coming athlete and you come against big established names like Marta Passo there, we can see her. She's our visually impaired reigning gold medalist, multiple gold medalist. You know, as a young up-and-comer who's not yet won gold, how does it inspire you to put yourself against the reigning world champions?
Yeah, that is the difficult part, is being able to keep yourself in check and not let going against someone so accomplished make you too nervous. But you know, you don't have any pressure on yourself.
Yep.
And so you really can just go out and try and do your best. As you know, there's a blessing and a curse with both, you know, of coming in as a defending champion. You then have that expectation on yourself to show up and perform again, but you also have the knowledge that you've done it before and that you can do it again.
Well, someone who has done it in the middle of your screen there, representing Puerto Rico, Aleli. She is 2 times ISA world champion in the visually impaired category, there with her father, going for her 3rd consecutive gold. I mean, that would be an incredible achievement for the young surfer.
Absolutely, and like you said, consecutive. That's that's a whole nother achievement, to show that consistency year on year, and that means that determination that she's having at home to maintain that skill level and that ability.
Brilliant. Sarah Almago, also a reigning gold medalist for Team Spain. Of course, Spain, such an iconic country as far as a broad range of sporting disciplines. For example, soccer. I mean, you know, the best female and male soccer teams in the world at the moment coming out of Spain, but don't rule out the Welsh. We can see Sarah and Llewellyn Sponge Williams. Of course, he's our 2 times ISA world champion, world gold medalist from Abersoch in North Wales. We can see Isaac Hare, who will also be competing for Team Wales in the Neil category. We can see Sponge's partner, Sarah. She is the life and soul of the Welsh team, Rachel. As we can see, Team USA, I mean, look at some of those big icons there. I mean, you can see Jose Martinez is feeling the vibe. Elena there is looking absolutely stoked as well. Catherine Beattie, who has just gone out of your screen. I mean, she is an absolute legend, from BMX BMX cross as well, wheelchair BMX, you know, the first woman to do a backflip on her wheelchair. And I'm really excited to see if Team USA can win gold, because I felt like they were the front runners last year, but France just had such a broad team. They had just good results in all categories. And what Team USA did is they excelled in certain categories, but not across the board. But is this going to be Team USA's year for Paralympic team gold? You know,
I think you look at that energy around their team and the excitement and fun that they're having. I think them coming in as host nation, you can see they really have that wide support system in place, and a lot of these athletes would have plenty of experience here on this wave, which is a tricky one. We talked about that earlier, of this wave pulling the athletes not just to be great surfers, but to be really great ocean readers and be able to have tactics within heats and priority tactics and all of that. So it's definitely an advantage to have that experience out at a wave like this.
And having someone like Courtney Conolog in your camp, you know, as a local here at Huntington, you know, how important will that be with lineup and positioning and those shifts between the pier bowl and Machados and the different types of peaks? And, you know, when you get a set and a lull and suddenly there's a big shift, you know, that local knowledge, how important do you think that will be for Team USA?
Oh, it's instrumental and absolutely pivotal to have that behind them. And I think even as an athlete, knowing that you have someone like Courtney Conolog on your side and giving you those kind of whispers of encouragement prior to a heat just gives you that encouragement and that excitement.
And then, Rachel, you've come off the back of a great season, and you've taken a big win earlier this summer here on the south side at Huntington Beach. When you were in tune for that win and you had that great competitive week, were there certain things that allowed you to know where to sit, or was that just intrinsic? Was it reactivity in the moment, or was it pre-planned based on the conditions with an awareness of where you wanted to sit for each set?
Well, I think for the most part, it does tend to be pre-planned. You know, you spend time prior in the week before to understand the sandbanks and where the sandbars are and how the tides are going to affect that. So that's what these surfers would have been doing all this week leading up to this, is trying to understand, because here at a wave like this, the sand moves around. It piles up nearby the pier, and then swells can push it and move it elsewhere. So it really is that time spent out there to get an accurate read of the ocean, and then therefore you can trust those instincts once you are out in a heat to make a split decision, because you know what might be happening as the swell might be changing or tide might be affecting the conditions during your heat, and make those real-time decisions.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really important point, the ability to adapt. You know, you can have a game plan, but then in the heat of the moment, you know, if you're opting for the pier bowl left, for example, and you've not had a score and you've only got 5 minutes remaining, then having the confidence and the trust to adapt and change your plan. Does that come from experience, or does that come from risk-taking?
I think it comes from risk-taking that then either works or doesn't work and turns into experience, you know, and then you have that to be able to rely back on throughout your career, and those risks that you have taken, where every time it's a learning opportunity, whether it turns into a win or a loss, you know. So I think that's where, but wins and losses are all learning experiences.
Well, we've had a fantastic warm-up, and we're going to head down to the opening ceremony for the Parade of Nations Sands of the World ceremony. Ben Wade.
All of the countries and athletes have gathered together here in Huntington Beach, California, USA. In the spirit of fair play, it is with great pleasure we welcome everyone to the official opening ceremony of the 2024 ISA World Parasurfing Championship. We would like to welcome and introduce the following dignitaries on stage today. Starting with the Mayor of Huntington Beach, Mrs. Gracie Vandermark. The Mayor Pro Tem of Huntington Beach, Mr. Pat Burns. The President and CEO of Visit Huntington Beach, Mr. Kelly Miller. And the ISA Executive Director, Mr. Robert Fasulo. Now please remove your hats for the national anthem of the United States of America. Now let us begin the Sands of the World ceremony. We'll call on the countries to come to the stage and bring with them their flag and sand from their local beach. The sand from each country will be placed in the container on stage to symbolize the peaceful gathering of nations through the love of surfing. Team Argentina. Flag bearer, Pablo Martinez, sand pourer, Georgina Melatini, with sands from the beach of Camet Norte, Santa Clara. Muchas gracias. Next, let's welcome Team Australia. Flag bearer Kirk Watson, sand pour Jocelyn Newmuller, with sands from the beach of Byron Bay, the pass. Yeah, Joss? Yeah, Kirk? Next, let's welcome Brazil. Our flag bearer, Clusen Suarez. Sand pour, Maria do Sol Vasconcelos with sands from the beach of Praia Mol in Florianopolis. Estamos juntos. Next, Team Canada with our flag bearer Scott Patterson, sand pour Ling Pai, with sands from the beach of Cox Bay in Tofino. Let's welcome Team Chile. Flag bearer Luis Medina, sand pour Catalina Castro, with sands from the beach of Punta Magallanes in Constitucion. Let's welcome Team Colombia. With our sand pour, Freddy Marimon, with sand from the beach of Marbella, Cartagena. Yeah, guapis. Colombia! Hey, guapis. Hey, Benny. Let's welcome Team Costa Rica with our flag bearer Roy Calderon. Sand pour Edwin Victor Ocampo with sand from the beach of Montezuma, Punta Arenas. Let's welcome Team El Salvador with our flag bearer, Jonathan Arias. Sand pour, David Chavez with sands from the beach of El Cocal in La Libertad. Gusto verles. Let's welcome Team England with our flag bearer, James Price, sand pour Charlotte Banfield with sand from the beach of Croyd Beach in North Devon. Let's welcome Team France. Flag bearer Maxime Clarkin, sand pour Lou Michiche, with sands from the beach of Le Bourdon in Seignos. Let's welcome Team Germany. Flag bearer Rosina Neueder and sand pour Ben Newman with sand from the river of Eisbach, Munich. Let's welcome Team Hawaii. Flag bearer Alina Garbazov, a sand pour Casey Proud, with sands from the beach of Ho'okipa, Maui. Yeah, Casey. Let's welcome Team Israel. Flag bearer Alexander Shab, sand pour Pascal Berkovich, with sand from the beach of Bat Yam. Yeah, Alexander. Let's welcome Team Italy. Flag bearer Mario Rivoiro. Sand pour Roberta Galizia, with sands from the beach of Ostea, Roma. Let's welcome Team Japan. Our flag bearer, Tomoki Fujiwara, sand pour Tomomi Ichikawa, with sand from the first Olympic surfing beach, Tsurugasaki Beach in Chiba. Let's welcome Team Mexico. Our flag bearer, Roberto Librado, and our sand puller, Martin Diaz, with sand from the beaches of Mazatlan and Acapulco. Let's welcome Team Netherlands. Our flag bearer and sand pour, Yone Molman, with sands from the beach of Scheveningen. Let's welcome Team Portugal. Our flag bearer, Camila Abdullah. Sand pour, Marta Paso, with sand from the beach of Costa de Caparica. Let's welcome Team Puerto Rico. Flag bearer Charlie Lopez, sand pour Aleli Medina, with sands from the beach of Hobos Beach in Isabela. Let's welcome Team Saudi Arabia. Flag bearer Abdullah Aziz, sand pour Munad Al-Maki, with sands from the beach of Jeddah. Let's welcome Team South Africa. Flag bearer JP Vaudry, sand pour Tracy McKay, with sands from the beaches of Anstays, Scottsburg, and Eastern Beach. Let's welcome Team Spain. Flag bearer Audrey Pascual, sand pourer Dani Soto, with sands from the beach of Viveiro in Galicia. Let's welcome Team Wales. Flag bearer Isaac sand pourer Llewellyn Sponge Williams, with sands from the beach of Caswell Bay. And let's give a big warm welcome to our host country, the United States of America. With our flag bearer, Parker Olnick, sand pourer Quinn Waitley, with sands from the beach of here in Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach. Yeah, Parks. Yeah, David. Nice to see you, bud. And now it is my great pleasure to present to you ISA head judge Kurt Page and Eric Dargent from Team France, who have been nominated to swear an oath for good sportsmanship in the name of all the judges and athletes.
That's it. Sure. Can we go first?
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go. Hello, everybody. In the name of all judges, we promise to take part in these 2024 ISA World Para Surfing Championships, respecting and abiding by the ISA rules and in the spirit of fair play, inclusion, and equality. Together, we stand in solidarity and commit ourselves to surfing without doping, without cheating, without any form of discrimination. We do this for the honor of our sport, in respect for the fundamental principles of the Paralympic movement, and to make a better world through surfing. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry for my English. In the name of the athletes, we promise to take part in this 2024 ESA World Para Surfing Championship, respecting and abiding by the ESA rules and in the spirit of fair play, inclusion and equality. Together, we stand in solidarity and commit ourselves to surfing without doping, without cheating, without any form of discrimination. We do this for the honor of our teams, in respect for the fundamental principles of the Paralympics movement, and to make a better world through surfing. Yee!
Thank you very much, Kurt and Eric. Now we have the pleasure to share a recorded message from the ISA president, Fernando Aguirre, who is unfortunately unable to be present today.
Good morning, everybody, at the ISA World Para Surfing Championships, presented by Visit Huntington Beach. Welcome, everybody, to this beautiful get-together again of the para surfers of the world under the ISA. As you know, we're working very hard to get para surfing since we got appointed to organize surfing in the Tokyo Games. Tokyo turned us down. We worked hard for Paris. Paris turned us down. We worked hard for LA, and LA turned us down. But you know what? We don't give up. Just like you don't give up. You never gave up. we're not going to give up. We're going to continue to work hard to make parasurfing a Paralympic sport. It's justice, it's fairness, it's opportunity, it's a better world through surfing, in this case, through parasurfing. So all your efforts are well taken care of, all your efforts help. Everything that you do is part of the parasurfing wave that we're all paddling to get, to catch, and to make it happen. And in 2032, in the Olympic Games in Brisbane, in Australia, surfing will be included, and we will continue to work hard so parasurfing is included in the Paralympic Games. As most of you probably know, the International Olympic Committee and International Paralympic Committee are two different organizations. The games are two separate games, and being in one of the games doesn't mean that you're in the other games. But you also know of my personal persistence and resilience. You don't get what you want, you get what you work hard for, and you end up convincing the rest of the world. These are going to be amazing days of surfing in Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach. What a wonderful place, full of history for the ISA, for World Championships, for US National Championships, for legends. There's been surfing in Huntington Beach for decades and decades and decades. It's part of the history of surfing in the United States. So enjoy these days, enjoy your friends, your colleagues, your fellow competitors from around the world. See what equipment they wear, how they have adapted their equipment to their physical abilities and physical conditions. Let's continue to paddle in this wave. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias to everybody from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Good luck in the competition. Go home as an ambassador of parasurfing. Go home as an ambassador of the ISA World Parasurfing Championships. Go home as an ambassador of Surf City, Huntington Beach. Thank you.
Thank you, President Aguirre. Now, please welcome a very special local performance to the stage, the Ramsey Brothers.
Go. Yeah. across the street for a big party at HSS. You can come over there and check us out. One more, are we done? What, are we good?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, all right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, huge round of applause for the Ramsey brothers. And if you guys want to see more of them, they're going to play at the party at HSS in a little bit. All right, now it is my privilege to introduce you to the president and CEO of Visit Huntington Beach, Mr. Kelly Miller.
Good afternoon and welcome to Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA. Is everybody stoked to be in Southern California? For the ISA World Parasurfing Championship? Well, I'm here to report that the ISA weather gods once again have predicted great weather just like this all week long. No rain with great waves as the week progresses. Hey, this makes this the 9th time that we've hosted an ISA World Championship. This is 5 in the last 7 years and 2 years in a row for this event. That is so cool. And we did want to say from our heart to all the competitors, coaches, doctors, Bob and the ISA staff, the volunteers, and especially the friends and family of everybody who's traveled all over the world. We invite you once again to be part of history right here in Huntington Beach through Saturday. To surf, to compete at the iconic, historic HB Pier World Championship. You're going to look back on this, as we always say every year, and you said you did the deal right here in Surf City, USA. 1914, I told you last year, George Freeth showed up right there when this pier opened and surfed. Duke Kahanamoko, statue right over there, he surfed. Bud Higgins and Gene, the first ever junior lifeguard program in the country, started right here. The first West Coast Surfing Championships, 1959, right here. The U.S. Open, the world's largest surf event in the world, right here. And the world's largest surfboard, right there. We set 2 world records. Hey, but you know what? This is your house. We're handing over the keys from now until Saturday. And we're so excited. Just make sure and make the beds. That's all I'm going to say, right? But we want to personally thank also the VHB staff who've helped us all put this on. Certainly our good friends, the Ramsey Brothers, Code 4, HSS, Jax, and especially the City of Huntington Beach, Gracie and Pat, everybody here. And let me just close with real quick with a quick story. My stepmom, Harriet Miller, was diagnosed with MS when she was in her early 20s. And for over 50 years, I watched her as she never let her, quote, ailment really get her down. She learned how to drive with an adaptive car. She learned how to cook in a kitchen that we adapted. Everything about that. And growing up in Alaska, every day I think about her as she got up and she said, you know what? I'm not going to let this slow me down. And I just want you all to know this, that we love you a great deal. And we are truly blessed that you have chosen Fernando, Bob, the whole ISA staff and board, chosen us to be your hosts for the next 8 days. And your presence here, it truly does enrich all of our lives, for all of our families here, all of our residents, and the spectators who are going to come in and watch you. And these are aspirational dreams when they see you compete. World-class athletes trying for world championships. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Kelly Miller. Now it is my privilege to introduce you to the Mayor of Huntington Beach, the Honorable Gracie Vandermark.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Welcome, bienvenidos a todos los que vinieron a visitarnos a nuestra ciudad. I did have an opportunity to talk to several of the athletes earlier today before the parade, and I have to say that your stories are nothing short of inspirational. So I want to commend you for your strength and your courage to be here today and show that there are no limitations. Now, we are thrilled to hold the ISA World Parasurfing Championship here in Huntington Beach for the 2nd year in a row. This event is the 9th major ISA event in Huntington Beach, where over 150 athletes from 25 different national teams will gather to compete for the coveted gold medals. There's no better place in the world to host the major surfing events. The people of Huntington Beach have embraced surfing, which is why we are known as Surf City, USA. Thank you all for coming to Huntington Beach, and we look forward to watching surfing action this weekend and supporting your world-class athletes from all over the world. Ahora quisiera bienvenidos en español. Mi nombre es Gracie Vandermark, yo soy la alcaldesa de la ciudad de Huntington Beach y quería darles la bienvenida. Estamos muy orgullosos de tenerlos aquí. Tuve la oportunidad de platicar con varios de los atletas antes de entrar y sus historias eran de pura inspiración. Lo valiente que son y enseñarle a este mundo que no hay bordos que no podemos pasar y vamos a enseñarles que sí se puede. Estamos orgullosos de invitarlos aquí. Tenemos casi 150 atletas de 25 países y aquí en Huntington Beach somos una ciudad en que hemos abrazado a surfing y por eso somos la ciudad de Surf City, USA y estamos muy orgullosos de tenerlos aquí y espero verlos el sábado para ver los resultados de todo su trabajo que hicieron. Muchas gracias y bienvenidos.
Thank you very much, Mayor Vandermark. So we'd like to ask the flag bearers from all countries to come up on the stage and join the mayor. Queremos llamar a todos los banderantes de todos los países, por favor, que suban aquí al escenario.
We look the same. The same. Waves are fun today. All right, everyone. Now the mayor of Huntington Beach will officially declare the 2024 ISA World Parasurfing Championship open.
Thank you once again, and I would now like to declare the ISA Parasurfing Championship open.
Huntington Beach, California. I'm Kelly Miller, President and CEO of Visit Huntington Beach.
Known as Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach boasts 10 miles of coastline and the most consistent waves on the West Coast. Huntington Beach has it all, with endless summer weather, year-round events, outdoor activities, and oceanfront resorts and spas. So get ready to be inspired, be connected, and be here. Huntington Beach. Plan your visit at surfcityusa.com.